If you are looking for destinations to visit in Europe, we suggest you visit Poland. This country has it all: history, culture, nature, gastronomy, and above all, very beautiful women who will be happy to show you the wonders that their country offers. Come on, let's get going and discover together the contrast and beauties that this Central European country has to offer travelers. Let's start with its culture. It is very rich and varied, perhaps because it shares a border with 7 countries: Germany, Czech Republic, Slovakia, Hungary, Ukraine, Belarus, and Lithuania. Among its many qualities, we can name its diverse nature that includes forests, mountains, lakes, and beaches. Its extensive land makes it the 9th largest country in Europe. A curious fact about this country is that many times it has ceased to exist, not territorially, but due to political disputes, it has had to go through various war conflicts. Despite this, Poles are very religious, so much so that 90% of them consider themselves Catholic. Tell us if you knew what religion was practiced in this country. Let's talk a little about its capital, Warsaw. This city is truly fascinating, full of history, culture, and beauty. There are many interesting things to see and do in Warsaw, both in the old and modern town. In fact, you can use the royal route on your walking tour and see how the main places of interest in the old town are connected. It is an ideal way to learn about Warsaw's history and heritage at your own pace. And although the central area is divided into old and modern, the former is the heart of the city and was declared a World Heritage Site by UNESCO. Here you can admire the medieval architecture, cobbled streets, colorful facades, and historical monuments such as the Cathedral of St. John the Baptist, the Royal Castle, and the Market Square. We can also find the Royal Castle. This is an impressive royal residence dating back to the 14th century and which was rebuilt after the Second World War. Inside you can see the royal rooms decorated with period furniture and works of art, as well as 2 paintings by Rembrandt, Girl in a Frame and The Father of the Jewish Bride. And with many more stories, we can delve into its famous neighborhoods. One of them is the modern neighborhood of Nowa Huta, which is an industrial area that was transformed into a socialist model during the communist regime. Here you can see iconic buildings such as the National Stadium, where international sporting events are held, or the Monument to the Rising Sun, a masterpiece by sculptor Władysław Strumiński. On the other hand, the Jewish quarter of Warsaw is a place full of history, culture, and memory. It was the center of Jewish life in the city before and during World War II, when Jews were persecuted and locked up in a ghetto. A heroic resistance against the Nazis was waged here, causing thousands of deaths and heroism. After the war, the Jewish quarter was rebuilt and became a symbol of Warsaw's identity and diversity. Other interesting facts about this Jewish neighborhood is that it is called Mazowiecka, which means of the mountains, and it is located south of the Old Town. It has an area of about 2 square kilometers and is divided into several zones: the ghetto, the modern neighborhood, the alternative neighborhood, and the cultural neighborhood. Like and share if there is a similar place in your country or in the area where you live, and leave us in the comments what life is like in that place or if you would like to visit it, because we tell you that art is part of it. And yes, the neighborhood has an alternative side. It is a bohemian area where artists, musicians, writers, and social activists coexist, where you can find art galleries, literary cafes, vintage stores, and creative spaces. We also find Gdansk, which was the first European city to declare its independence from Prussia and Germany in 1920, and became a symbol of Polish resistance against Nazism during World War II. You can visit the port of Gdansk, where the famous Battle of Westerplatte was fought, the Amber Museum, where pieces of this precious fossil resin are exhibited, or the Museum of the Second World War, where you can see objects, documents, and testimonies of that epic. Gdansk is located in the north of the country. It is a port pearl and fuses its maritime charm with truly charming architecture. Exploring the canals and alleys, you can discover the rich maritime history and marvel at the vibrant colors that adorn the city. After you know the history that surrounds this country, it's time to have fun. Do you want to know where and how you can do it? Here we tell you. Join us. Thanks to their history and culture, they have many artistic and cultural events that attract visitors from all over the world. This is great for travelers looking to not only learn about the country, but make friends around the world. We can start by naming Krakow, which is a festival that is celebrated every year in the month of May and aims to promote the consumption of avocado, a very popular fruit in Poland. The festival offers tastings, workshops, concerts, and exhibitions related to avocado. On the other hand, we have the Letnia Akademia Jazzu, which is held every year in the month of August and is one of the most important in Polish jazz. The festival brings together national and international musicians who perform different styles of jazz in various settings. Likewise, you can come across the Poznań, which is celebrated every year in the month of September and is one of the oldest in the world dedicated to theater. The festival offers a varied theatrical program that ranges from classic works to new proposals. And so many more that, as you will see, have very varied themes that can be adjusted to your requirements and tastes. The truth is that the diversity that this country offers allows us to create or propose something new every day. And speaking of diversity, we would like you to support us with a like so we can reach a greater number of people and continue growing on this channel. Remember to subscribe and activate notifications. And we cannot miss food and drink if we talk about diversity. The typical food of Poland is very varied and delicious and reflects the influence of the Germanic, Slavic, and Jewish cultures that have coexisted in this country throughout history. Among its most traditional dishes, we can see pierogi, which are dumplings filled with cheese, meat, vegetables, or potatoes, which are usually steamed or fried. They can be eaten alone or with tomato sauce, sour cream, or butter. They are a very popular dish around the world and are considered the national dish of Poland. Have you tried them? Well, we are going to add the kotlet schabowy, a breaded and fried pork chop, which is usually accompanied by French fries or salad. It is a dish very similar to Viennese schnitzel, but with a more Polish touch. Before continuing, what do you think is the most consumed liquor in this country? Comment and let us know after seeing the data that we will say below, if they match your answers. Of course, we will talk about vodka, and it is the most popular and well-known. In fact, it is considered the national symbol of the country and is usually consumed alone or mixed with other drinks, such as juices, soft drinks, or cocktails. We also find beer, which is consumed especially in summer. Polish beer is made from the fermentation of cereals, such as wheat or barley, and hops are added to give it bitterness and aroma. There are different types of Polish beer, such as lager, short-necked, pilsner, long-necked, bock, dark-colored, or Weizen, made from ductile wheat. Polish beer is usually served cold with ice. We also find kompot, a traditional Polish drink that consists of fruits cooked with water and sugar. It can be made with any fresh or dried fruit, such as strawberries, cherries, raspberries, rhubarb, or plums. As you may have noticed, in this country you will not be bored because no matter how you look at it, you have activities to do. And if you are alone, Poles in general are very friendly. In fact, Polish women are recognized for being some of the most beautiful in the world, and also for having other qualities that make them attractive and charming. If you liked this content, give it a like and share with your friends to see if they dare to visit this country that involves so much culture and activities that you can develop individually and in company. Remember to watch our video about Norway and find out if it is that fascinating.